Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Summarize and Memorize. Today, we will be talking about bubble sort. So, whenever bubble sort comes to your mind, two words to remember: compare and swap. We will be comparing two adjacent elements and swap if they are not in a correct order. So, just like a movement of air bubble in the water that rise up to the surface, each element of the array move to the end in each iteration. Therefore, it is called a bubble sort. Now let's see an example and then dry run it. Now you can see that we have an unsorted array from 48 and ending to 29. So as I said that we will be comparing two adjacent element and swap if they are not in a correct order. So 48 is getting compared with 7, not in a correct order, swap. 48 with 28, swap. 48 with 36, swap. 48 with 35, swap. 48 with 30, swap. 48 with 11, swap. And 48 with 29, swap. So as you saw that after this iteration, the largest element of unsorted array, which was 48, is getting placed to its correct position. Please remember I used the word unsorted array. So in the second iteration, so the largest element of unsorted array, which is now from 7 to 29, the largest element, which is 36, should get placed to its correct position. So let's dry run it, right? So 7 will be compared with 28, correct ordering. 28 with 36, correct order. 36 with 35, no, swap. 36 with 30, swap. 36 with 11, swap. And 36 with 29, swap. So now you can see that 36 is also at its correct position. So 36 48 is a part of sorted array and 7 to 29 is a part of unsorted array. So now you can see, right, that the original array is divided into unsorted array, sorted array. So after each iteration, the largest element of unsorted array is getting placed to its correct position. And what is the basic idea of this bubble sort? Compare to adjacent element and swap if they are not in a correct order. As simple as that. Now let's understand the code and see the visual representation of this code, right? How it runs, right? So as you can see, we have two for loop. So one is running from 1 to n minus 1. Since only less than sign is there, it will be running till n minus 1, right? So basically the outer loop is showing that the number of passes or iterations required to sort an entire array. For example, in our example, we have 8 elements to sort. So the iterations which are needed is 7. That is from 1 to n minus 1, that is 7. So 1 to 7, total 7 iterations are required. Now the second inner loop is actually have I as its variable and it starts from 0 and goes till n minus j minus 1. Of course, you can see that there is only less than sign and not equal to. Now this loop actually compares the adjacent elements of the array and swap them if they are not in a correct order. Now let's see the working of this code as a visual representation. So here you can see that the first iteration is going on. We are comparing two adjacent elements and if they are not in a correct order, elements are getting swapped. Now the first iteration is complete and 48 as its correct position. Now again the second iteration is going on. Comparison is getting not in a correct order. Swapping is taking place. After second iteration, second largest element is at its right position. Right now, third iteration is going on, and the 35, which is the greatest element of the unsorted array, is at its right position. Again, fourth iteration and 30 is at its right position. Now, fifth iteration and 29 is at its right position. So, this is how an array is getting sorted using a bubble algorithm, like bubble sort algorithm. Now, the code which I show, let's find out whether this is running at all test cases or not. Because there are some corner cases which might get ignored, but no, all test cases are passed. Now let's move forward and talk about its time complexity, space complexity, advantages and disadvantage. So time complexity is n square, reason being we are using two for loop. Space complexity is 1, reason being no extra space is used in the algorithm. Advantages: it's simple to understand and use, it's space efficient, and the one of the most important advantages are its stable sorting algorithm. What do we mean by stable algorithm? So for example, we have duplicates of elements in an array, for example 5 and 5. So when we are sorting it again, so the 5 which occurs first will also occur first in the sorted array. Now, what are the disadvantages? It's not efficient for the large data sets because time complexity is high. It's not adaptable to partially sorted list. And this is also a poor performance compared to the other efficient sorting algorithm. So here's a tabular representation of time complexities. One thing to notice is that the best case can be O of n and not O of n square, but we need to use optimized bubble sort algorithm. Well, one more logic to add on, that we will be using a variable swap. So for example, in the first iteration, no swapping happened. Therefore, our array was already in a sorted manner. So no need to check further. So that is all which we will be using in the optimized bubble sort. So in this case, the best case where we already have a sorted array will be O of n because only one iteration took place till n. So this is what a picture of the logic of optimized bubble sort is, that swap is initially false. So we will be iterating from 1 to this like 2 for loop, and then if left element is greater than the right element, we will be swapping, and of course we will convert swap as true. So now if swapping is true, we will be doing for the second iteration. But if swapping is false, we won't be getting back into the for loop. So this is how we will be doing the optimized bubble sort. Now, let's summarize so that you can easily memorize. You will have bubble sort in your mind. Two more things to come: compare and swap. After each iteration, the largest element of unsorted array is getting placed to its correct position. Time complexity is n square, space complexity is 1. But in the optimized bubble sort, the time complexity of the best case can be O of n by using a variable swapped. So that's all in this video. Thank you so much for watching. And if this was useful to you, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and comment down below.